Right now, we want to welcome everyone to fmtrain.tv, where every day we're doing great FileMaker stuff. We'll be shortly joined by Nick. I've been asked by the people at the FM, it's FM Disc put this together. This is a really good comprehensive survey. The results of this are going to go to Claris, just so all of you understand that. And so it's really, if you want to give some Claris some feedback about stuff, one way or the other, maybe you want to say something that, that Rick is Richard's a shock jock and Nick should keep his clothes on, or whatever you want to say, but this talks about what you do and what your opinion of things are and all that kind of stuff. It would be very, very helpful. So I want to encourage everyone out there. And Margaret, this should stay in the recording. So if you're watching this in a recording, the survey will be up through the about the third or fourth, or probably another week or so. So by the end of November, it'll be over, of November 2022. So just keep that in mind. It's a great survey. That is the FM Disc part of what's going on. If you want to also keep in mind that we have posted updates since, I think there's additional set of updates coming out for FMSP Lite. So if I go to FM, you type FM starting point, we have been continuing to run updates, unless you've done the download recently, where you go through the process of downloading it. So you hit download button right here. We have the light version, we have the standard version. If you want the enhanced version, it's still kind of beta, let us know. We will, and you're a subscriber, you're paying for our training. You've kicked us a couple bucks to help pay for all the free stuff that we do. Make sure that you get the enhanced version that has the QuickBooks support in it, plus the PayPal support integration, which is great. Pretty awesome stuff. So that's what's going on with this stuff. So there's new versions of starting point. And there's also that survey, very, very, very important, because the feedback has been given to Claris. So that's an update from Richard. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to go work on videos and dealing with Claris. She's so sensitive. All right, see you.
Okay, see you. Okay, guys, thank you for joining. So thank you for voting for me. Like I said, it's not easy to come that often. When you come on air, like once or twice, and you come with a great topic and you go, but coming, all the time, and it's difficult. But I like it, I like it, and so that's why I'm not, every time every day I'm coming and I'm start talking. I'm very happy to do that and share my experience and share, and sometimes we take over the same topic, but we update it, so because I keep updating my techniques because customers ask me things, so I'm perfectioning the same technique, or I'm changing technique completely. So we have a great topic about filtering and searching in a few weeks. We have another session that will come. I don't know when do you Marge, when are we doing the session about the best practices and the best to get to the point, to get to the file? When
that will be the 15th through the 17th.
Okay, so that would be a great topic, is starting from scratch, what you need to do, how you need to organize yourself, the architecture, what you need to prepare, how you need to organize your things to avoid redundancy, to avoid wasting time to search things and stuff like that. So that would be an interesting topic as well, never being covered, like starting from scratch, blank page, right? So that will be on the 15th. So that will be great. And but anyway, so today we are going to finish our topic about what's the name? About their error code in PSOS, right? So far, what did we learn? Okay, so we learned that you need to use error codes. In your advantage. You can use this to prevent things to happen in your script, bad things. It can help you to debug. I'm using the error code to debug. It's a debugging tool, which is it's all about. You know, the error code are there to help the developer to debug, but they can be used as well to, you know, when, let's say, when you say, oh, you know, I didn't find anything for that client, you can say, oh, do you want to create something? You know, so you can reroute your script, and you can tell your script to do things based on the error code that you receive, right? It's not the same when you don't have, you know what I mean, right? So you can, based on the error you get, you know what to do, or you can, you know, raise the flag, or you say, okay, be careful, or, you know, whatever you can do. But it's a good way to, you know, to help yourself to improve your code, and to decide what you want to do at the end of the script, what, you know, to reroute, and, you know, based on the situation. So let me share the screen right quick here, and so yeah, you know, remember like we did yesterday, say, okay, hey, you know, if that happened, you know, let's say, you know, you need help, you know, you can reroute your script at the end, based on the result you get, right? So you can get the number of records and stuff like that, you know. So it's difficult to come with something concrete, you know, because it's up to you. It's up to every single situation is different. So now you have the technique. So now you know how to use a screwdriver. It's up to you to use it at home, right? So it's but today, what I want to focus. Oh, we have a question from somebody yesterday, Marge. Angel.
Yes, we did. I am
Yes.
looking for it. Sorry, give me a second. You had it
No,
from
it's
David
okay,
Angel.
no problem. Yeah, David Angel, yes.
Scrolling. We had a chatty conversation today. Here we go. The question from David. Write values could give you how many related records? Question mark.
Yeah, how many records you got from one layout? The script, it was just an exercise, right? You say, okay, you do the scripts, and then you go somewhere, right? And then you get the font count of this, you know, of this layout, right? So it's so you can, what I wanted to show yesterday is that you can pile whatever you want, right? You have the font count, and you can pile if you want. You say, okay, get layout name. This is what I use that a lot. You know, for example, let's reverse this. It doesn't make any sense like this. Okay, so so you have a script. Let's say you have a script. Do things, remove, replace, relookup, ignore, whatever. You know, you have a script doing something, right? And then you land somewhere. You're supposed to land somewhere, right? And you want to make sure that you landed at the right place, and you want to make sure that the result is correct. So you should have, I don't know, 10 records or 80 records and stuff like that, right? So and so the script here. So when you have the script like this, right? So you do. Let's go there. And you launch the script, right? So you launch the script, and oops, it wasn't on. I need to say PSOS toggle, and okay, so I'm good. So let's see, boom, boom, boom. So now I have a PSOS running while I think, yeah, because it's off. It's okay. Let me see. So that's a good exercise. So here it's where you can see when you have a wild PSOS, right? That creates record like crazy. It's here, right? So apparently it's not creating records. So I don't know why the PSOS didn't work here. I don't know why it's not returning anything. So, you know, because I don't know, you know, why it's not returning anything. So, yeah, it's not returning anything. The PSOS here The PSOS. Oh, yeah, I know why. Okay, so it's because, okay, when you put off, and that's the topic of today, by the way. When you put off here, all of this won't work because you don't retrieve, you don't receive the exit scripts, here, you receive nothing from here, and you receive no errors, because it's not, I told you like yesterday or 2 days ago, that this is off, there's no way you can retrieve any information from the script. So that's why it wasn't returning anything. So now it's returning. So now I have the information. So when you get here, you get this information here. It's okay, I have 0 error on the first, I have a 101 on the second, I landed on this layout and I have 83 records, right? So that helps you to retrieve, to debug and to make sure that you landed the way you should land it, and make sure that, because if I didn't land there, right, that means there's something wrong before, right? So and so that's why it's important. But what I want to show you is that you can retrieve errors along with other information, other thing. You're not obligated. It's not just for error code here. You can put whatever you want, okay, in the exit script stuff, right? So that now is up to you. But now today I want to show you how we can get information from the PSOS, even though this is off, right? Even though this is off. So how we do this? So the idea is to have a table that collects information for you. So when you launch a PSOS with, sorry, my screen is so small. When you launch a PSOS and you have, put this, and you have this off, there's no more communication between your client and the server. The communication is broken, it's terminated. So you just ask the server to do something, and that's it. You have no other way to communicate. The other way, the only way you can communicate back with the server, but because the server has no way to get back to you, okay? The server cannot get back to you and tell you something, but you can have a table where the server will deposit information, we post information. Like you tell the server to do something. The server received the order and you have no clue what's going on. It's like, you send something with US Postal and UPS, and that's it. You have no information. If you received or not, you have no information. So the server receives the information, receives the order, and the server is performing the script. And then you can tell the scripts, the server tells the script to do things and to write information in a table that you later can go and check what's going on. Something like this. Something like this. So you can see here, right? You can see here, we have kind of a list of what's going on, right? So this tool is great because it helps you debug your PSOSs, right? Most of my PSOS are built to put that on off, right? Because when you organize your work, you need to, it's an architecture, right? It's an architecture. For example, when you have a building, all the bathrooms are located pretty much on the same spot in every single stories and every single apartment, they are all on the same. Why? Is because you have on your building, right? You have a column, you have a column like this in the middle of the building where you have all the pipes for water, all the pipes for sewer, and all the pipe for ventilation. So that's why the bathroom need to be there. So when you build FileMaker, you need to do the same thing. You need to have an architecture where you can connect every pieces on every stories and every apartments. You can connect the pieces, right? So that's why you need an architecture. When I build something, I think about it, and everything is built in order to get the off here, because you don't want to wait. You don't want to wait for something to happen, right? You just want to do it, right? And so when I start using 10 years ago, when I start using this technique of PSOS, right? And using a lot, because I'm using a lot of PSOS, I needed something to help me to debug my stuff, because it was a nightmare. And that's why most of you guys are not using PSOS, because you say, yeah, but I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's, you know nothing, right? And you don't have, and because you don't see the result and you don't see what's going wrong, you give up, because you say, yeah, but I don't like it, right? You don't like it because you don't feel comfortable. So you, and giving up, you don't learn, right? So that's why we're here, to try to convince you that you must use that technique, because it will help you a lot. But it is true that PSOSs cannot be used just to correct something you're doing wrong, right? That means it's not a band-aid on what you do wrong. You need to adopt all the technique and all the good architecture in order to get the PSOS to work correctly. Otherwise, you're going to transfer your problem. The problem you had, if you do something wrong on your layout, on your client, and you transfer the problem to the server, you just transfer the problem. You don't fix it, right? So that's why I will follow with the PSOS stuff. I will do other session on this. And if the boss not fire me because he want to fire me. and so this here, what I call server activity, it's kind of it's where you can monitor and see what's going on. So here we have great information. We have the date, the timestamp, the user name, who is doing it, right? Who is doing it? The script on server, so it's what it is, because I have different type of script. I have the perform script on server, and I have the schedule script. And I want to see the schedule script here as well. Then we have the script name, the duration in millisecond, the error code, and the detail of the error code. So we have quite good information here. And as you can see, we have, I put a conditional formatting. For example, when the error is not 0, put me orange. That means something wrong. So you can see immediately what's wrong. But here you can see you have 2 standing out, right? 2 standing out, red, because we have the duration. And 50,000 milliseconds, right? Which is 5 minutes. This is way too much. It's way too much, right? So that's why it's red, because I have a threshold of a duration of a script, right? You can see when you have what's the name? Delete records, that takes a lot of time. but otherwise it's 9 milliseconds, 3 milliseconds, which is, can you imagine 3 milliseconds? So you have a script that performs for 3 milliseconds, or typically the script I'm using are 30, 50, 60 milliseconds, you know, that my average, length. But sometimes it go more, you know, it goes 10 seconds, 15 seconds, that's okay. When you have a script that duration is more than 30 seconds, you have a problem. And you can have a problem if you don't take care of this. That's why that's a good tool for debugging and good tool to tell you, oh, I need to work on it. You know, let's say, okay, if you have like a red like this, okay, I need to work on this, something wrong, I'm doing something wrong, let's see what I can do to improve it, right? So that tool will tell you that. Otherwise, you have no clue what's going on, no clue. So how we do with this, how we build something like this. So first we have a table, very, very small table, right? Here, this one. Very small table with nothing, okay? And we have the account name, so who is doing it, you know? We have the duration, right? We have the error code, we have the error detail, which is a lookup with the error table, right? Because I have an error table, right? We have a quick find, okay. The script name, the timestamp, and the time. Okay. As you can see, everything is on auto entry calculation based on the local variable. Why? So that's the table. It's a table, and you can call the table in the CAR window anywhere you are in the solution. You know, you call it, boom, anywhere. You know, it's a table free. You know, is related to nothing. It's just related to one table, right? It's related to the error table. That's it. You know, server activity. That's it. There's no other connection, right? So how it works? So let's say, right, I want to put on that PSOS, I want to track this PSOS, you know, I want to track it. So how we do that? So here we have a good, what's the name? Example, right? So first, we catch the time when you start the script. So this is how you do. You create a variable. Let's open this on the new window. So we start there. This is when we start, okay? So I create a variable with the current time, you know, with a millisecond, okay? This is what, that means I said I start now, okay? And then you do whatever you want here. You know, you do your scripts, you know. So I'm doing my scripts, that will be my script. Then I need to say, stop it. So this will tell, I start there, right? And I end there, at the end. After that, after that, this is, it need to be before this, otherwise it will never perform. So that's the end of my script. I do this, blah, 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 until there, okay? Then I said, okay, now how much is the duration? I'm creating a variable that said duration. That means get the current time, I'm storing the current time before starting the script, and I say what the current time now minus the start time. So that means you say, okay, it lands like a 10 millisecond, 50 millisecond, right? This returns the time in millisecond. Okay, so this return this, right? And each time it change, right? It's the time in milliseconds. How millisecond from, I don't know, down 1900 or something like this. So that's the time in milliseconds. So of course, the current time minus the time before, you have the, you have the time of, So now that I have this, right, very important. What do I do for the error code, right? Well, it's easy because we have one script here that do that for you. So when you are done with this, right? So you paste this here, and you have a subscript that do that for you. Okay, so what the subscript doing? Don't forget that we are on server. Okay, we are on server. So here, now I can tell who is doing what. Okay, so we are on server. Don't forget about this. So the subscripts that I create here, the 0060, where is it? Here. What is doing, right? So you call the scripts in server, on server. So something you need to know, and you need to know right now. This is cool because it's a filter that will tell you what is available on server or not. For example, export field content is not available on server. So it's great. It's great. It will be ignored. That means ignored, right? So everything that is not possible on server, right, will be shown as grayed out. And that's a great tool for debugging your stuff. We are on server, right? Like if you say import, you can import, but the dialog will be, if you put the dialog on, it's grayed out because you cannot have a dialog on server. If you put off, it stays black, but here is, okay? So that is the filter. This filter is cool, you know? So we are on server. We cannot perform script on server, right? So when you are on server and you want to perform a script on server, you need to perform a script, period. This won't work. You cannot ask to perform script on server, right? So this script, by definition, is on server. So this won't work. So that's why I'm performing a script normal, even though I am on server. So I'm sending a bunch of things, right? A bunch of things on server, on the parameter. So remember, I said I want the type of scripts, the account name. I'm going to come back on this. The duration, the script name, the script that is running right now, and if it's empty, I put 0 because otherwise it will return nothing, right? It will say blank. So I don't want blank. I say, okay, if that blank, I want that to be 0. Otherwise, put the error. So I'm sending that as a script parameter to that script, right? So that script what do? Collect back the information from the script parameter. The type, account name, duration, script name, and script results. It goes to the server. So that happened on server. You don't see it. It goes to that table and create a new record. And the new record will, doing that, the new record, it will automatically fill up this. Duration, script name, script results, right? Script name, see? Script name. So automatically, just doing this, that will be sucked up, right? So you don't need to say set field, set field, set field, set field, set field, set field, because that's slow, that fast. Okay. So when you have a new record, so you create a new record with all the information. So, and you have the exit, but let's turn off the exits, right? And let's see what happened when you're there, right? So let's perform the script. So it's 3:45 my time. I perform scripts. I go to the open here and November. So why is not the name here? This is mine. Let's do it again. Yeah, apparently this. Oh yeah, the name is PSOS. I saw why, because my script name is PSOS. So the script is here. I launch it, right? And so admin, normally I should have let me change this because that was for a demo, but normally I'm not showing. So this is a list view, okay? So list view, it's a standard list view, but let's put this as this. Yeah, because I have the time here, right? So this is just a list view. It's a layout with a list view, with the field, and that's it. And the conditional formatting. Say, okay, if the duration is more than 30,000, I want to be red, and if I have an error code, then put orange. So this done. So now you have your server activity. So it's Wednesday, November 2 at 20:45. I don't know what this time. I think that's the server time. That's my server time. So I could be 20:45. Oh, it depends on where it is. Is in Ohio or something like this? No. Where's my server? I don't know. Maybe the server time is not set up correctly. I need to talk to Jacob on this. So the user is admin, right? The script on server, and that the type and the name of the script and the duration and the errors. So, right? So that's cool. So that's very cool. It's so do we have any questions so far, Marge?
No, not on YouTube, not on Twitch. And Canberra is asking if there's a demo file, which I believe is the test PSOS one, right?
Yeah, it's a test PSOS. Yeah, it's the same. You have it. You can send it, the PSOS file we have. I can send this one, but I modified. But you can have it. Definitely you can have it. So with that technique here, even though I have this off, I'm collecting the information. So here, the errors code, because they come from this, here I have one error, right? But I rename, let's say I have plenty of errors here. So normally I should rename this with this. Okay. And now we'll get errors. See, no, I have no errors. Why? Oh, because yeah, they should have. At least I will have one error now, because this is the one that generates errors. So click here, open. So now I have an error, the 4.1. Remember, the 4.1. So that's an error. So now if you have multiple errors like this, now I should have two errors, right? I should have this and this, right? So you perform, and you have two errors. So this, now you need to modify this in order to collect the two errors, because here if I click here, let's put that possible. Browse. So if I go there, if I click here, I should have two. I should have two errors. List of errors, list and get last error. So here, let me see. If it's empty 0, list of error. I don't know why it said only 1. Should have said 2, but it's okay. We can change that. But anyway, should have said 2 errors. Oh, yeah, I know why. I forced the system to get only 1 error. I remember now. So how I'm doing this, you know, the script or the script results. Script, hold on. Where is my error code? Script results. It's on the script here, I think. It's so long that I didn't get there. Script result. Oh yeah, okay. The script. I'm collecting only one. You know, I'm collecting the first. What's the name? Parameter. So here I'm sending 5 parameters. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, I have 5 parameters. But here I'm collecting the first, the second, and here I'm collecting only the 5th. But if the 5th returns more than 1, I don't collect it. So how we can modify this? We get there, right? And instead of doing this, instead of doing get value, we say middle value, okay, on this, okay? And we start with the 5th included, and I want whatever, right? So that will say, here it will select only the first value, the second value, the third value, the fourth value, and here we start from the 5th, and we'll take all the value that returns. So now I will have more than 2, more than 1. Go there, and I have this. So now, right, we can modify this if you want. We can do, you know, so how we can modify this, because we have some time. So how we can modify it? So let's modify this, right? So let's make it that it's possible to show multiple errors, right? So what I'm seeing here, the best way is to do this. So you what's the name? You select this, right? And you say if it's this, if you hide it, right? When value counts on the error code, have this in the middle, is more than 1. So the value count on more than, you hide this, right? So let's see if it's true, if it works. So if it's more than 1, bam, here is more than 1, it's hidden, right? So if I go there and I say this, it's hidden because it's more than 1. And then what you do a nice looking popover, right? Right. And here you said multiple errors, right? Multiple errors, no, errors, multiple. So that means you have multiple errors now, okay? So let's put this transparent, no borders, no background. Let's make sure everybody has the same stuff. So now we have multiple errors here, right? Right. And we can do here, multiple errors. So this, of course, we need to do. So when you want to reverse a hidden state from this value count like this, you have many ways to do this, right? Many ways to do this. You select the one that hide, you go to the one that want the opposite, and you say not, and you paste it. So that will reverse it. So one say hide, this one will say show, right? So here now, no. Oh no, yeah. Okay, my bad. This is the only. No, we cannot do this. For when you have superior, we cannot. Okay, never mind. Okay, equal one. That's the same, but normally you can do that not. But this is the only example where we can do it. But it's okay. Sometime. Do it. Okay. Okay. And put there. Okay, so now we have this that will show and hide when it needs this. Okay. So here I have multiple errors and I have my popover, right? So I close the window. Okay. So now we have multiple, errors like this. So you can just there's many ways to do that, but we can just open this and put our the field error code. Okay, so you put the error code like this, right? And you put the detail like this, right? Well, there's a better way to present that, right? But for now, that will do. Okay, that will do. This, and so that will do for now. I don't want the name, and I put that on the left. So now we have an enhanced version of it. So here we have one error. Here are multiple errors. I have this 101 and the other one. Oh, yeah. So how to collect that? That's a good exercise, by the way. How to collect? I have two codes here, two values, and only one here. Why? It's because the relookup, the error detail, it's a lookup. The lookup will only take the results of the first value. Okay. In that case here, it will take only 41. It won't go and take the 101. To do that, you need to change the lookup by this list, right? And then you go to this and error detail, right? So this is the only way you can get the lookup will get only one value. This will get more than one. We'll get all the value demonstration. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. I knew it. I forgot something. In order to get that to work, right? There's one, because you remember I told you that you cannot get information like this if you don't have a trigger that is on the low. So this is part of the auto entry calculation webinar. So what you need to do in order to collect this, right? It's when you modify the code, when you modify the error code field, you want that to be triggered, because otherwise it will never be triggered. So you use the let you put a statement trigger based on the field you want to be the trigger, and then you do this. This will do. Each time you change this, pour me this. Okay, pour me this. So let's do. Boom. Now I have 2, right? So now let's do it again, right? Let's do 2 free errors, right? Let's simulate them. So it's easy. You put this, and you do this, and this, and this. So, and you put, for example, error. Here we can put the error 3, and we can put the error 4 or 3, and the error I don't know, 5. So we create errors, you know. Doing this, I'm creating errors. So I will have like 5 errors, right? So click here, and now we have here. And if I go there, I have all of those. Okay. Oh yeah, I need to change this. Need to be text in order to prevent this problem. Okay. So now we have this, you know. So we have 401, 102, 101, 3, 4, 3, and 5. Okay. So if my popover were large enough, I wouldn't have problem. Of course, we can have an advanced version based on a portal, which would have been a better approach, right? But anyway, it's just for the demo. You understand what I mean? You can. Okay, so it's still not long enough because of this, but you understand what I mean. There's many other ways to do that, but I want to show you that you can collect multiple errors and see all what's wrong in your script, which is cool, right? You know, it's a very, very beautiful it's a very, very beautiful way to debug, right? So imagine you have a script running and you have, oh, I have a 4.1, I have 101, I have 3, I have 4, you know. So it's you know, so you can debug your stuff very well with this, yeah. So, and it's a PSOS, right? So normally you have no clue whatsoever of what's going on, and now you can collect the thing, right? And you have, for example, why this tool is great. It's great because one day I was using my stuff, you know, I was using the solution, and everything was fine. Everything was fine. And I asked somebody to test for me, and everything was fine. But for 3 people, it wasn't working. Wasn't working, and I had errors. So I knew who got errors, right? And then I noticed something that's, you know, I added some other information here, like, because here what you can add, it's the platform. You can add the platform. Say, okay, what are you using, right? What are you using? And the FileMaker, what is important here, when you don't know what the people are doing, because when you have 100 users, you have no idea what they do, right? You have 100 users, you're not behind everybody, right? And I noticed something it was a year ago, that somebody in the 3 people that with the errors, they were using FileMaker 17. Oh, FileMaker 17 was I was using a function that wasn't available on 17. So I got errors, right? I got errors all the time with them because they were using 17, not because my stuff wasn't working. They were using 17, and I didn't even know about that, right? I didn't know, right? So that's why you can enhance this and get information from the user, right? And that's great. So 404 is 204. So if you want to land the plane.
Yes, thank you very much, Nick. We've got no questions, YouTube, Twitch, and then actually we're good on Discord as well. So thank you.
Oh yeah,
very
okay,
much.
that's good.
So we're good. So
Okay,
thank you.
okay.
So thank you, Nick, seriously. We will be seeing you tomorrow, no, not tomorrow. Wait.
Yes, tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. Yes, oh, right. Today's the 5 week. My brain malfunction is like, what's happening?
So tomorrow it's the
Multilingual stuff.
yes. Okay. So what I'm going
Michelle,
to do
you better be
tomorrow.
there.
Yeah. I think Michel Gravel will be there. Michel Gravel, because that his idea.
That was his idea, yeah.
Yeah. So tomorrow I'm going to start from scratch the file. Okay. So because I want you to see how easy it is. The idea is to show you how easy it is to get something working well. And the thing is because they had problems, right, with the value list. There are problems with the dialogues, right? There are problems with the button, and they have problem with many things. So tomorrow I'm going to start from scratch the file. Okay, the translation I'm going to use the what's the name, the Launchpad as a base, right? But I'm going to translate. I'm going to make it multi-language from scratch.
It will be awesome. Yes, it will. So thank you very much, Nick. I'll run the ending credits for today.
Okay, see you tomorrow, guys.
See y'all tomorrow, everybody. Bye.
Got a report of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir.